Sure, I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Oh, got a bunch all alone is Vershawn Jackson. And Vershawn will get it to the 24-yard line.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by Wingstop. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
Ah, yeah! Yes. Is this thing on?
It's on.
I just want to make sure, Bach, we in the building, man. Terrell Farley, absent again, man. Dang, man. When is he going to get it together, man? Yeah, come on, Black Shirt. I know you listening. Where's my partner in time? It's partner in time.
It's some weather out there he's dealing with, I guess.
Yeah. He's got to get his defroster working. He's got to get him some all-purpose. Let's see if I've got some of this. Oh, that's Duster. All-purpose. He's got to get him some all-purpose. I had something I was going to show us today. But today, I was thinking, besides we got Carricker, of course, make sure we get him called 10:15. Today, I we've got crazy news from yesterday. Great press conference. Again, congratulations, Coach Rhule, on being the 31st coach of Nebraska football. He's starting to build his staff. We still haven't heard whether or not Mickey's going to be retained. I think that's a big question that I would love to see answered. Hopefully we'll get some type of answers as to what that situation is going to be, because I think that's very, very important piece of the puzzle to us getting it done at Nebraska. You have to have a guy of that magnitude, I think, that could chameleonaire into anybody's football team and be a asset. With that being said, today, Bach, it's about the fans. It's Tough Talk Tuesday, Fan Day. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you think, what you say, your opinions. It doesn't matter, good, bad. I mean, no cussing, no. I don't want. This is not a rant time, but I want to get your opinion. I mean, text lines open. I got the big fella behind me just for some protection, just in case, for you YouTubers. You guys can see, and I guess we're on, Twitch, Facebook. Any other live streaming?
Twitter.
No, Twitter too. So all you followers that's following us now, you can see Adam Carricker behind me. The big fella's got my back. Now, with that being said, I'm going to get to the text, all the texts. We're going to get to all of your phone calls. Please call us. Today is your day. Today is your day. What's up, Bryce? He says, hey, Captain. Bryce, you've been missing in action, man. Where you been? Where's Bryce been, Bob?
I don't know. Maybe he's stopped watching toward the end of the season.
Bob, you heard the press conference.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
Well, it went as we expected. It was you could say that Matt Rhule won the press conference. I think that's makes you feel good about that. I was impressed with Trev Alberts kind of listing out what he said he began his search and how Matt Rhule fit into those. Sometimes we don't hold people accountable for their words, and Trev did that himself. He wanted to show how thorough he was with his search, and he let us know that too. I'm talking about how they contacted and not necessarily interviewed, but interacted with 13 different coaches. Said that Matt Rhule was his 1A the whole time. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. If it was, then he was hoping that his coach got fired from Carolina. That's not a very friendly thing to do. So, it's always kind of fun to go through that sort of stuff. But as far as Matt Rhule himself, Again, I think he said all the right things. He's embracing himself into the Husker community. I feel like, his workman-like mentality really pairs well with Trev Alberts. And, it sounds like, he's got somewhat Big Ten experience going from, playing at Penn State. But his ability to kind of adjust and be a program builder, you can kind of see why. I mean, he's definitely could be a leader of young men. I was rather impressed, but again, I think the detail oriented type of way that he's going to be moving forward. Trev said he wanted a grinder. This is a grinder that is going to expect his assistant coaches to be grinders. We know Trev's a grinder. And so that's what I feel best about, is that if this thing fails, it's not going to be from a lack of hard work. And I don't know if that's always been the case around here.
Well, guess what? Spring ball's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And we'll get a chance to see exactly what's going on. I hope that practices are open. I mean, I think if practices are open and we can go, just as the public, general public, just like they had that at, the event when they, the press conference yesterday where they had a lot of the fans there. I think they could do the same thing with practice and have fans at practice. I think it will help them with competition. It will help them to focus in. It will help them to focus when there's a crowd around. And, when you got your family, sometimes it can either go well or it can go against you. So, just having people there watching the progress, I think will be good for all of us involved, especially former players. And I'm not saying we need to get involved. We haven't got involved thus far, besides running our mouth and saying what we think. But as far as us naming coaches and doing any of that stuff, that's not our job. But the proof is in the pudding. The way we play on Saturdays, the way we hit the weight room is all going to tell who we are. When spring hits, we should see differences in the guys that stick around, the guys that stay committed to the program. Their bodies should look different in spring than they did in this fall. Because if you got a good trainer, a guy that's going to ride you, a guy that's going to make sure you're in shape, he's going to make sure you got pro agility, he's going to make sure you got speed, he's going to make sure you got burst, he's going to make sure that your hips are strong, he's going to make sure that you're not just a big heavy squatter, but you're a guy that can move side to side. That's pro agility. And so he's going to make sure your explosion is where it needs to be at. A guy has to start there. That's the foundation of Nebraska football, is Husker Power. Husker Power has got to change the mentality of these young men to get them to understand how much you have to work in the weight room is going to equate to what you do out on the football field. Our work ethic in the weight room is what catapulted us to being successful on the football field. That it started there first. I didn't play until my body developed and I understood what it took to take the pounding of a football player. It's not easy. It's not for the faint at heart. It's not for the weakly built athlete. It's for the strongly built athlete. Doesn't matter the size. I said strongly built. Muscles, not up on muscles, but muscles, quick twitch, and power. That's what we need. You got to start there first. Sounds like, from the looks of my man, you know what I mean? If we had a whole bunch of guys that look like that, no matter the size, now we on our way back. So, if Matt Rhule, Coach Rhule, can do the things that he said in his presser, I mean, and I think he retain Mickey Joseph, I think this thing could definitely change in 1 year, let alone 8.
Yeah, and two, it's interesting because Casey Thompson's had a few meetings with him, and that's maybe another key to getting this thing started and the transition to go smoothly. We saw with Frost, he came in, decided, with his offense, the previous quarterback was not going to work or whatever. I mean, I don't know how much he met with Tanner Lee, and I don't know how much it would help to keep Tanner Lee around compared to Adrian Martinez, but it was basically, here's my guy. We'll start it, from there. And they started off 0-6. Now, with Casey Thompson, we've seen Matt Rhule's, kind of build it break it down and build it type of situations at Temple, at Baylor, where year one doesn't go well. If he wants to, if we all want him to avoid that, like avoid that part of the rebuild, right? If he wants to do that, I think, like you said, Mickey Joseph could be critical to that, but certainly Casey Thompson as well. But it's an interesting strategy. He knows he's going to be here for years and years. So he could maybe try to fit in a guy that he feels like, okay, maybe this guy could be there and grow in year 2, year 3 for me. But he's courting Casey Thompson, who he knows would just be a 1-year rental, but would help.
Whoa. Pump your brakes, Bob. 1-year rental is not what Casey Thompson is.
That's what he would be Rhule.
Well, not necessarily, because he's already been in the system. He knows the guys. The quarterback is the key. If any quarterback that's in that room right now, I think Casey Thompson is the key to us being successful next year. Next year will be a rebuild. You could go 1-10 or whatever, 2-9 or whatever. If your quarterback ain't right, you're in trouble. And to have a guy that can go through a spring, that can go through a winter conditioning, right? And then that's already been in the system, that knows the way around Lincoln and Nebraska, I think that helps your football team to retain Casey Thompson. It helps if you retain him. Now, if you don't, now there's big-time uncertainty at the most important position in football. Why is that a problem? Because your offensive line, we know they're going to have to get expeditiously better. Like that word?
Yeah, that's good.
They are.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get, I'm talking, you're going to have to get guys in that can actually play. Like right now. And I'm saying those guys can develop into those guys. They're going to have to do it in the offseason. Winter conditioning is the most important part of this whole takeover. Okay? It's the most important part. What they do between now and spring ball is going to dictate our season moving forward and who we are. I hope that we see a fullback. I hope that we see the things. Turn it up. That's right, folks. Just like I got big number 90, the big fella behind me. In comes on a Monday. Whoa. Tuesday. Whoa. What is today? Tuesday? On a snowy Tuesday. Adam Carricker live. Adam, I'm going to be quiet. Go ahead.
What do you want me to talk about specifically or first?
Listen, I told you I'm going to be quiet. It's the Adam Carricker live show. Your world, bro.
Well, that's a first. As far as just an open forum, but I don't know, man. Matt Rhule, I guess, is the hot topic. We got assistant coaches that are no longer with the program, assistant coaches that are joining the program. You know, for me, and I've mentioned this a couple times, so I'll keep it brief here. The more I learn about Matt Rhule, the more I like him. He may not be the coach that everybody exactly wanted when they announced the hiring, but the more I learn about him, the more he just might be the coach we need. Like, if you could draw up a Nebraska football coach like, hey, we want toughness. We want to win in the trenches. We want someone who prioritizes defense. We want someone who's going to be high class and high character. The fact that he pretty much is basically a public speaker on top of it is just a bonus. His dad was a preacher. It's just a nice added little bonus. But if you could have drawn up what you want a head coach to try to form our program to be like, look like, and what he wants to form it around, to be everything I just mentioned, and that's everything he talked about. And you know, if you get a chance, go on YouTube, watch the Man Up video that he did from 2018. I think it's right after his first season at Baylor. They only had one win, and I think that's the case because he mentions it several times in the video. But you get to learn a little bit about him, regardless of what your spiritual beliefs may or may not be. You learn more about him, kind of the man, the human being, the man upside of things. So, that's kind of what I got initially, Rashawn.
Mickey Joseph, thoughts on that?
Yeah, so Rhule, and the distinct impression I get from talking to people, it was interesting. I got a text yesterday from an individual that Rhule's currently trying to work out a contract with Mickey right now. 2 minutes later, I got another text from a different guy. They haven't even spoken yet. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's like the coaching search all over again. You have no idea what to believe. They asked him about it at the press conference, and he said he had reached out to Mickey. He looks forward to speaking with him. Translation, I want to bring him back, but we haven't been able to have a chance to chat yet. And I think he was trying to chat with all the coaches yesterday and today. But that just made me laugh. With Mickey, I see like 999,000 positives if I round down. Maybe one thing that would be a little bit of a hesitation. The positives are he's a great recruiter. He's beloved. He's respected. The players love him. If he leaves, there may be a mass exodus of players to the transfer portal potentially. Maybe some of the commits that have committed don't end up coming because he did recruit them. On top of which, the job he did as an interim coach, I don't know what he could have asked for. The only hesitation I have is, if he does stay on, which I am absolutely for, to be clear, the only hesitation I potentially could have is, could it create a little bit of a division in the locker room? Like, this was our coach. Now, who's this new guy? There's a potential for that there. I don't know how likely that is. I don't know if anybody else has even pointed that potential out. But I think, there's always going to be pluses and minuses, and that's only a potential minus. To me, I think it's an easy call to try to bring Mickey Joseph back.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Okay, so listen, I know you're not on YouTube, but by the way, you get a chance to go to YouTube and rewatch the show. I got a big fella behind me that looks kind of like you. With his mouth,
and humble.
Yeah, with his mouthpiece hanging out. Hey, that's a good question. You think Coach? Hey, I'm gonna tell a lot. It's gonna tell a lot about Coach Rhule with me because I watch what you do, not what you say. If those mouthpieces go into their mouth, if those mouthpieces are still hanging, I don't know.
What's funny, man? So ever since you pointed that out earlier this year, I'm like watching games on TV now, and I've never done this before. But I'll be like, all right, that Texas player, he ain't got his mouthpiece in. They ain't that physical. All right, look at that Raiders player. He don't want to hit nobody. That guy's got his mouthpiece. And now you got me watching people's mouthpiece when I watch games on TV, dude. I've never done that before in my life.
Only because this has never been a problem because you had to have your mouthpiece in there and throw the flag. I mean, I don't even remember wanting to go to practice without my mouthpiece. Not back then. That's just me.
I'm with you. For me, it was like if I didn't have my mouthpiece, I might not have teeth. And so for me, it wasn't an option. I got to have my mouthpiece in. And and you're right, I think it was a rule. And the other rule that drove me nuts was the stupid keeping your jersey tucked in all the time. Not that I wanted it out, but, awesome offensive players never hold or grab. And so why my jersey was always out of my pants was beyond me because I was never, ever held. But it was always out of my pants, and I had refs yelling at me all the time, and it drove me nuts. But the mouthpiece thing, I'm with you, dude. It was like it wasn't even an option, And so for me, maybe that's why I've never looked at it before, but it's kind of crazy to me. So I'm with you on that.
What do you think the offensive identity of this football team will be? Based on what you heard.
He talked about, here's the feeling I get. Like, I've watched videos where he's talked about inside zone, outside zone. He talked yesterday in the press about how they ran with the fullback and a lot more I formation at Temple, and at Baylor he had better receivers, so they went spread. I do think he wants to run the ball first. I do think he wants to win the battle up front. I do think he wants to win the trenches. I don't think they're going to be incredibly fancy, at least not in the beginning. I don't think that's the priority to him. I think to him it's doing the small things, doing the little things, hand placement, pad level, proper feet, getting off the ball, playing fast, not having being good at X's and O's is a phenomenal thing, but it's not phenomenal if your technique is awful. And so I think he wants to focus on those things first, and then as time goes along, expand the playbook. Because what you hear a lot of is teams aren't playing well. Oh, and then we shrunk the playbook, and then all of a sudden they start playing better so they can play faster. Look at our defense. Bush shrunk the playbook, and he had to because he didn't know the defense. I asked him. When I saw him, he goes, no, I didn't know the defense at all. I was so focused on special teams. So he had to shrink it for himself, shrink it for the players, and all of a sudden we play better. So I think Rhule wants to do it in reverse. I think he wants to start out with a smaller playbook, get really good at something, and then the better they get at those things, then you can expand the playbook. So I think he's trying to, do it the way most coaches probably should do it. It's just hard to do it because there's so many freaking fancy things you can do, especially on offense. It's tempting, and it's hard to limit yourself. But that's the feeling I get from him.
Do we know if they retain Bill Bush?
Don't know yet. In fact, I'm actually going to do a assistant coaches show here later today. I feel like every 10 minutes I get an update on this guy's coming, that guy might not be coming, and then I don't know what's true sometimes. So at this time, we don't know anything for sure other than Zach's gone, Dave's gone. I mean, there's strong rumors about a DB's coach and a D-line coach and an OC. And I have a lot of confidence in those rumors. So probably those position coaches and our former OC coach Whipple's probably gone, most likely, like probably 99%.
Yeah, probably 100.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's match rule. So I would imagine, you know what I mean? He's done this before at different institutions. So he knows what to do and how to get the entire core of the football department under his rule. So I would imagine that it should be exciting. We'll see. I mean, again, we can speculate all we want, but I was saying before you came on, what would be the most important? We are where we are right now, right? It's November 29th, 2022. What's the first steps we can take as a football team to get better?
So one of the things I loved that he talked about yesterday was literally a day-by-day process. Literally a day-by-day process. And, if you watch that Man Up video that I referred to from 2018, he talks in there about several things, but he talked about, at the time, and he's still together with his wife, they were able to rebuild their marriage, but they were going to get a divorce at one point. And the process to rebuilding that marriage was literally day by day, one-step process. So to take a note, a page out of Coach Rhule's playbook, you got to finish putting together the staff, then recruit, then the transfer portal dates coming here in early December. Okay, then winter conditioning, then spring ball, and you take it day by day, and you take the process. And I actually think that's a great way of looking at it. If you want me to fast forward, project ourselves to, hey, it's the day before our first game next year. I believe we play Minnesota day one, and say, hey, what's the biggest thing we need to have improved by at this point going into the first game of the season tomorrow, projecting ourselves into that point. The trenches, absolutely up front in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. We have to be better up there. We have skill position guys. We have talented guys at wide receiver, running back, quarterback, assuming they can keep those guys in the house, and we can self-recruit pretty well. We got to win up front, and it's that simple. That's the only reason that teams beat us. They have an identity that they're working towards. They know exactly what the finished product is going to be, so it's easier to develop. If I know exactly what you're supposed to look like in the end, it makes it easier for me to get you there. We haven't really had an identity in Nebraska. So how do you develop a player if you don't really know what the finished product's supposed to be? So we need an identity, and we got to win up front.
Hey, Adam, man, listen, man, as always, man, I appreciate you. Give the people out there the next time you get ready to throw your show out there and how they can watch it.
Yeah, so I did a reaction to Rhule's presser yesterday. You can check that out, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And then I'm going to do a breakdown on who's coming in as assistant coaches for Nebraska, who probably won't be back. And then the guy's kind of up in the air. The three for me, obviously Mickey and then Bill. I think another guy, I don't feel optimistic he'll be back, but I think he should be strongly considered, and that's Rhule. someone who can very easily recruit the state of Nebraska, a young coach with a bright future. And our inside linebackers have played well the entire time he's been coaching them. And so he's obviously a good coach as well. Now, the odds of him coming back, I don't know that they're great. But those are the three guys I kind of want to keep my eye on. Obviously, Mickey, then Bush, and then maybe Barrett as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this whole staff thing shakes up, man. Appreciate you as always. Of course, I want to keep you on for another half an hour, but I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate it, man. Can you tell the people what to do?
Thanks. Yep, thanks for having me.
No. Hey, Adam, can
Yeah.
you tell? Can you tell them what to do?
Always remember to throw the bones.
Thanks, big fella. Hey, 93.7 The Ticket. When we come back, 402-464-5685. All of them are going down. Be right back. It's the captain.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
There's a lot that goes into buying a home. Security First Bank can help lighten the load. Whether you're looking for more space or a new place, we make the process easier with friendly, experienced mortgage lenders. And whether you're building new or remodeling the old, we have flexible financing too. Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
The most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in one place at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Autonomous and robotic equipment, precision ag, commodity marketing gurus, and more. All in the brand new Innovation Hub at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Come check it out December 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Bagels and Joe is happy to introduce the new Joe Card. Get unlimited drip coffee from all 5 locations, including the new Seward location, for just $8.95 per month. Start your mornings off right with a breakfast sandwich and unlimited coffee from Bagels and Joe.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
It's always your lucky day when you play slots at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. The more you play, the more you win with Warhorse Rewards. Sign up for free and see how easy it is to rack up rewards any way you play. Redeem points for free play and more. Plus, bring your premium player's card from another casino and we'll instantly match your tier for even more benefits. Get in the game at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
A winter weather advisory will be in effect throughout the day as we'll see periods of freezing drizzle late this morning, mixing with light snow by early this afternoon. Temps falling into the mid-20s. North winds could gust over 40. We'll eventually see clearing skies tonight with a low 15. Sunny with a high of 33 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, sponsored by Wingstop on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Here we go. Where we start at first. Remember, be nice. Brock, do you remember Mike W? Old Peter's clip of put them on their asses, smash mouth football. You got that? We got
Put
that.
them on their ass, Big 8 style, baby. Smash mouth football.
Yeah, that one?
That's some good stuff.
We already locked and loaded. That's what I'm talking about. Bach, I take that Whipple tag off you.
He's gone, so now we gotta move. We gotta update our nicknames.
Right. Breezy Scott says Matt was 1A. Urban was straight up 1. You believe that?
I don't know. I will say with the Cincinnati job, that's where Urban Meyer went to school, so maybe he'd want to return in that way. I don't. Urban might be unattainable at this point. I mean, he might want to sit out coaching for a while.
Got enough money to do it. If Rhule was 1A, this is 5765. Who was 1?
Hey, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Who else? Yeah.
Who was? I would like to know who those 13 coaches were.
Yeah, well, we know Lance Leipold was one of them. Seemed like a few other guys had some raises around the time Nebraska made their decisions, so maybe a few of those guys.
Yeah, follow the money. Okay, so 3226 says, I feel that Rhule is absolutely a perfect fit for us here at Nebraska. I know he still has to prove it on the field. I hope he retains Mickey, but want Mickey to get what he deserves, and he deserves what he's asking for. All that he did while being an interim coach. Go Big Red. Dan from Campbell, Nebraska. Nyla, I don't know where you're from or who you are, but great name. It's my youngest granddaughter's name, Nyla. Yeah, little honey. Okay, he says, she says, do you think Casey Thompson is in? I don't know. I would imagine the money that they have, if they paid him enough money, he would be in.
Yeah, I know by the end of, he would come, he came in the studios at one time and said there's just, he's got to focus on football, not so much all the NIL deals. So he had to shut down some of his NIL stuff. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. Him meeting and being at the press conference and all that, that makes you feel pretty good about it. He's a guy that does his homework. I mean, he wouldn't just come back for any coach. So I think that this is, it's a good sign. They seem to be getting along. It seems to be a priority for Matt Rhule to bring him back in. So, I don't know one way or the other, but I would be leaning toward Casey Thompson coming back.
Go get your chicken sandwiches, y'all. This deserves a chicken sandwich at 11. I'm just saying. It deserves a chicken sandwich. Chase B says, how many days till Husker football, VJ? I have no idea. I'm not counting down the days to Husker football. I'm counting down the days to spring ball.
Oh, yeah.
I want the spring game. I want hitting back in the spring game. I want popping back in the spring game. I want competing back in the spring game, not a ballerina. You got to know what you got. And the only how you know what you got is these guys have to be tried by fire. How do you be tried by fire in football? You play the game.
I think we'll have one of the best spring game attendances in probably since Frost's first game or whatever. People want to see it. Yeah, it's going to be a sellout or close to it.
Oh, so they won't open up the entire stadium, but the part they do, I guarantee it'll be a sellout. No question. No question. Because this is what we have. And you have a new regime. When you have a new regime, a lot of times, us fans, we want to see what the new regime going to do.
Yeah, Hope is back. It's a new program.
Hope was already back with Mickey. When the interim took over, Hope was back. Now, we hope Hope turns into faith, turns into wins. That's it. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. We've lacked hard work around here. Sal Savala says this. What's the chances of Rattler coming to Nebraska with South Carolina's offensive coordinator? Bob?
I saw there was somebody's tweet really got people going because they tweeted that out and it wasn't real. But it was I don't think that's a very good opportunity. I mean, Spencer Rattler seems to be pretty happy where he was. He already transferred once. I don't know about the relationship if he, maybe it's more with the head coach there. I'm not really sure. I wouldn't see him moving again. So I mean, I wouldn't think so, especially if Casey comes back. That's close to zero. There's no reason he'd transfer here.
No, he's not that much. He's not better than Casey. I think those guys are probably on the same level. So there's no reason for him to make a lateral move. He doesn't get anything out of that. And then he looks like he's just a jump ship type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think Spencer Rattler stays where he's at, finishes his career as a Gamecock, and then goes on and has a great backup career in the NFL where he can sit for the next 10, 15 years as a backup. And then all of a sudden he'll get an opportunity to start if he lasts that long. Now, with that being said, I just don't. Yeah, that move is that's a lateral move. I don't think that'll happen. 2895 says this. I like the number of players he got into the NFL from Little Temple. Listen, let me just say this. 1% of all college football players make it to the NFL. I'm going to say that one more time. 1%. The guys that made it to the NFL at the University of Nebraska when we won those championships were not all the guys that made it happen for us to win the championship. So if we're looking for the NFL to be a reason for guys to come here, that's cool and all, but that won't win games because you're never going to get enough of those guys to come to Nebraska. You're going to have to build them up. Now, is going to the NFL good? Yeah. But around here, who cares about going to the NFL? Guess what? That's at the end of a guy's 4 or 5 year career. If he's lucky, 3. I'm not worried about the NFL with these guys. I'm worried about beating Minnesota.
You've got to have NFL talent to compete at a higher level. I mean, if we're talking about maybe stretching out and beating, winning the Big Ten West.
I said the goal, I get that being the end game, bro. That's the end game. That's the goal I would imagine for any person that's on scholarship or that goes on walk on and go to a Power 5 school. They have dreams and aspirations of playing in the NFL. But for us, I think it's more of a, have an aspiration to win in the weight room. Have an aspiration to win the spring game. Because you're playing each other. So I know I fought my brother harder than I fought anybody in my life, and I never want to fight him again. Anyway, Bach, we got Bill on the phone. Bill, you are on the Captain Show, first one. What say you, my friend?
Hey, Cap, what's up, man? I just quick comment about Coach Rhule. He kind of got the rumor middle of last week, so I did a little bit of research. I honestly believe if we're willing to deal with a couple of 6-7-win seasons over the next 10 years, I think we're going to make a lot of bowl games. I think we're going to contend for conference championships. I think it's going to be a positive. Consistent 9-win seasons like we were used to back in the day, I don't know if that's going to be there or not. But I think Matt's going to coach with integrity, and he's going to keep us on the upper side of the 500 scale, so to speak. So I'm excited to see what happens in the next couple of years, and I'll be tuning in to listen to you guys comment about it as well. So thanks a lot, guys.
Do you think, appreciate that, Bill, do you think, how long do you think it'll take to turn it around?
It depends on what turning around means, but I mean, to get to a bowl game, it's looked like year 2 for Matt Rhule. That they can do it in year 1, but again, what does turn it around mean? Because if we're talking about competing for the division, maybe that's a few years away.
No, I think to me, turning around is having a winning season.
Yeah,
we haven't had one in how many years? So if you win more than you lose, I think that's a turnaround. See, you got to win more than the losses because we haven't won around here, and winning is something. By the way, Bryce, shout out to little Archer, man. Shout out to little Archer. That's Bryce's son. He's been at Children's Hospital the past few weeks. He's getting discharged today. So shout out to you, Bryce, your family, little Archer. Get better, buddy, and eat your Wheaties. Do they still sell Wheaties?
I think so.
Do they?
I make $1 million every 6 months, and y'all hating my game, saying my name. They call me the wrong things, knowing I'm fly without wings. But some of y'all have to pull strings.
You know what that means?
Taking the freak up on the beat, master bass lines.
It might sound better if you throw it to break box.
All right. You're listening to the Captain right here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more Husker football coverage. Don't go anywhere.
See me like 112, and I rock that bell with Fox and L. The excitement, right? Support your guys to rap, so come to the light.
Bagels and Joe is happy to introduce the new Joe card. Get unlimited drip coffee from all 5 locations, including new Seward location, for just $8.95 per month. Start your mornings off right with a breakfast sandwich and unlimited coffee from Bagels and Joe.
It's always your lucky day when you play slots at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. The more you play, the more you win with Warhorse Rewards. Sign up for free and see how easy it is to rack up rewards any way you play. Redeem points for free play and more. Plus, bring your premium player's card from another casino and we'll instantly match your tier for even more benefits. Get in the game at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
There's a lot that goes into buying a home. Security First Bank can help lighten the load. Whether you're looking for more space or a new place, we make the process easier with friendly, experienced mortgage lenders. And whether you're building new or remodeling the old, we have flexible financing too. Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstorats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
The most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in one place at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Autonomous and robotic equipment, precision ag, commodity marketing gurus, and more. All in the brand new Innovation Hub at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Come check it out December 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online at nebraskaagexpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, sponsored by Wingstop on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
See, that's the fast version. You slow and then you go fast. You got to get the slow snap.
You look like a zombie starting out there. There you go.
Okay, so okay, here we go. We got to get to these because yesterday it was crazy because it was like 100 text messages and I didn't get to a bunch of them. So I want to do that today. Tan Hilker says Casey just needs a better line. I think he's the best quarterback we've had in a while. I'm going to agree with that. You protect him. I think he's a pretty doggone good quarterback. 5683 says, our new strength coach looks like he'll run through a brick wall. Our old one looks like he doesn't run into anything but a Krispy Kreme donut. Come on.
Hey.
Be nice. He'll be setting the captain up to be reading that stuff. We're being nice. Okay.
It does help that the guy looks the part, though, right? A strength and conditioning coach. You feel like, he's asking you to do something, and he could do it.
Joe Backmeyer says, VJ, what do you think about the offensive coordinator hire? It remains to be seen. But the jury's still out. Again, I don't care what a person says. To me, it's all about what they do. And if they do what they say they're going to do, then I respect that. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, I don't respect that. So, we haven't had a chance to hear from him, see what his philosophy is, what's his goals, what's his mindset. I think we got to give him an opportunity to hear from him and see what he says. Like we heard from Matt Rhule and what he wanted. Now, the proof is going to be in the pudding. If that's just what you said you wanted to do, guess what? We'll see it in the spring. We'll see the progress of what you said you wanted to do, because obviously if they gave you 9 meals, then you have a plan already in place. If I know Trev, I know Matt Rhule has to have a plan of attack, and he had to be able to say, hey, this is my plan for Nebraska football. Probably had to come up with an 8-year plan. A lot of money. Lot of moolah.
What I'm somewhat interested in is because I haven't seen the name Phil Snow come up, and Phil Snow has been Matt Rhule's defensive coordinator at every stop. Sometimes all I'm saying is perhaps Phil Snow played a pretty critical role in helping Matt Rhule establish his name, because he's been there the whole way. So I guess when they hired Matt Rhule, I figured Phil Snow would be right along, but I haven't seen that. There's been other talks about other defensive coordinators, and I don't know how it went wrong. Maybe they had a disagreement in Carolina. Maybe there's just differences in where they want to go with their career. But sometimes that coordinator gets so tied to the coach that it's almost part of the resume. And without him, am I looking at Phil Snow defenses, or am I looking at Matt Rhule defenses when you're trying to break down what's coming up next?
I would imagine. You like to have the guys that you like. If I'm building a team, I'm going to get the guys that I know can help me. Where I can, if they tell me that they're going to do X, coach the linebackers, I don't really have to do anything. They're going to coach the linebackers the way the scheme says coach the linebackers. So you can't do that until you get a defensive coordinator. Well, I would imagine that in the next few days, we'll know who the defensive coordinator is. We'll know in the next couple of days how this staff is going to shape up and shape out. And I'm interested to see that because I think that's going to be the most important piece to the puzzle of Nebraska becoming back to relevance and not just, come on, you're almost there. You're almost, oh, dang, try it again. You know what I'm saying? So,
Rhule too, being the CEO, I think those assistants are very, very important hires. By the way, not so fun fact that you might want to know about Phil Snow, who again was the defensive coordinator with Matt Rhule this whole time. He actually had some success against you. Phil Snow did, VJ.
Why?
He was the Arizona State defensive coordinator from 95 to 2000.
Boo! Oh my gosh! Now that you say that, that's crazy. You mean the 1996 defensive coordinator?
He was
with all the fumbles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh no!
He might be making his way to Lincoln.
Oh no! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. Anyway, Isaiah says this: you need to win early so you don't start getting dismissed by recruits for being just another bad coach at Nebraska. Plus, we aren't paying $9 million for losses. Chop chop. That's what I'm saying. Do you think we can be 1-10 or 3 in anything and that be cool?
Well, did you see that his $9 million salary, that's per year, but it's not just like a base and it's just going to stay that way. So it's going to build up. He's going to start at like 6.5, and then by the end of his contracts, he's going to be at like 12. So yeah, year one, you're not paying 9.
Well, that's cool. No, it makes me feel a little bit better.
A little bit, but you're still paying 6.5 for a losing season. You don't want that either.
That's what, regardless. Listen, the whole life of the contract is the life of the contract, and whatever he's getting guaranteed, he's getting guaranteed. Here's my thing. I agree with Isaiah. We're not paying for a 3-6 season. We're not. Because in my heart of hearts, I know Mickey ain't gonna get the job. We know that. But if he ain't gotten the job, there's no way we have a losing season next year. So I'm looking for better than a losing season. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid though. But I am looking for a better season than a losing season. A losing season to me is a lateral move. It is to me. If you lose against these same bums we lost to last year, who, by the way, all those games that we were saying, oh, you got 6-year senior, 5th-year senior, 7th-year senior. All those guys, guess where they're at? Gandhi. Hey, make sure you go to YouTube and kill whoever the heck this clown is on the YouTube. Clowning with the people. Come on, man. Don't be messing with the captain's country out there. What's wrong with you? Okay. You really think Mickey's going to stay? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I can speculate all I want to. I can say what I think, but no one wants to hear what I think. My first mind is for Nebraska, and I think that Nebraska needs Mickey Joseph. I think Mickey Joseph needs Nebraska, and I think we should pay him for what he did and for what he's going to do moving forward. I think he makes Matt Rhule and his football team stronger, and I don't think there's going to be a mutiny with him staying. I think all they had to do is just put the respect level for what we're trying to do. If you believe that Matt Rhule is the guy, and we believe that Mickey did a great job, and he is the guy, he's just not the guy at the time to be the head coach. Okay, but he's the guy that can stand next to the head coach to get the ship righted in the right direction. So I hope that
I was just saying, we saw Auburn and Arizona State also are keeping their interim coaches. They've hired new coaches. They decided to keep their interim coaches. So it wouldn't be, something outside normal for what's going on so far this offseason. I think it would be, like you said, I mean, he's just got such a great future that maybe the timing's not right now. Trev even spoke on it. It's kind of just saying, maybe we need kind of an established, proven program builder is what he was looking for. But down the line, you definitely want to keep Mickey Joseph on, in favorable terms.
Yeah, I think so. I think him and Bill Bush both, I think, could help this situation, just because they're the ties, to the older generation and the younger generation. I think, and they're great football coaches. So the job that they did, being thrown into the water and never having the opportunity really to do it at that level, you got to take your hat off to them for the job that they did, and I hope they are retained. But if not, it is what it is. Like, what did they say? Next man up. VJ, this is Tyler. It's time. What are your initial thoughts on the Rhule hire? Take Mickey out of the equation if you can. I think my initial thoughts when he hired Rhule was it looked like a Callahan hire to me, based on his record. Now, has he built? Absolutely, but I'm just talking overall record. And but that don't necessarily mean that he's not a winner. And then I begin to do research on him, and I begin to listen to him a little bit, and I begin to say, some of the things he's saying is good. It is what it is. Aside from Mickey, I really wasn't thinking anybody. So, it was what it was, and it is what it is. And now Coach Rhule's going to have to do what 4 other coaches technically couldn't do. So, I don't think it's as the hardest fix as people think it is. It's not that hard. Okay. It's not going to be that hard, because if it was, Mickey wouldn't have been successful at all. He would have lost all the games that he played. We wouldn't have beat Iowa. None of that. Right.
Yeah. I don't think the turnaround's huge. Again, all I can continue to think, though, is that you look at Matt Rhule's resume, and it's struggle in year 1. So I'm sure they didn't plan on that going into either of those years either. I agree with you where he's picking up. Especially if they bring back Mickey Joseph and Casey Thompson, this was a young roster altogether. You don't lose too many seniors. It should transition smoothly, and then be able to add 1 or 2 wins. You're in a bowl game.
Yeah, but listen, Bach, you cannot do what we did in this situation and lose in year 1 and it be okay. Period. Roger, you're on the Captain Show. What say you, my friend? Roger?
Still there, Roger?
Yep. So I've got a question. I want to be clear. I don't dislike Mickey Joseph before I say this, but I do not understand the overhype. It seems like most of the people that don't like the hire are because they're upset he didn't get the job. And I don't understand what in-game coaching that they saw that was like, oh, wow, this guy deserves to be a head coach of a big-time program right now. I just don't understand that perspective. The other thing I don't understand is he's been here, 10 months? And I know he was a player here and all that good stuff. Again, I'm not bashing the guy, but I just don't understand where this narrative came from, that we can't survive without him. If the guy wants to be a head coach and he has an opportunity to go do it, and that's what he decides to do, why wouldn't we wish him the best in doing so? And if he's not ready to assume whatever position Coach Rhule has for him, why would anybody take that risk? And why would that be such an assumption? And then, I've heard you say multiple times, what you do, not what you say, which is fine. I agree with you. Well, he said he's an honest guy. I have no reason to believe otherwise. And that he's going to do what's best for the university. So why would he not look those guys in the eye and say, you need to be here and you need to do a great job and you need to keep working, instead of seeing a free-for-all exodus if he decides there's a better opportunity for him somewhere else? I don't understand that perspective. Help me understand.
All right. Thanks for the call, Roger. Let's take 10 seconds for station ID before we get VJ's response.
Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Well, Roger, I think when you look at the fact that Scotty had this team for umpteen years and never took us to one bowl game and never had a winning record. And I'm not saying that Mickey did a great job, but I know football. And I know when Scott came, and I know when Raleigh was here, and I went to games. I was on the sideline and behind the scenes and all that stuff. And I know that our boys didn't play inspired football like their brothers before them. And I'm not talking about just the 90s guys. I'm talking about the guys in the 2000s. I'm talking about the guys in the 80s. I'm talking about the guys in the 70s. Shoot, all the Vannies guys. So I think Mickey Joseph staying here based on the fact that you haven't gotten a recruit out of Omaha and I don't know when. And the one you did, the ones you do get don't pan out. So obviously, if other teams see value in Omaha players, Mickey rebuilt that relationship. That's huge to me. He rebuilt the relationship with high school coaches. That's huge because there was none from the previous establishments. And I'll go back to Bo Pelini. Bo Pelini did a decent job recruiting Omaha, but not a great job because I can name a list of guys. So I think Roger, I think whether with or without Mickey, the program's gonna move forward. I think we're better with him than without him. If he has an opportunity, I think Mickey's got to look at what's best for him and his family. And if he's staying at Nebraska, guess what? They'll work a deal out. They'll pay the man for what he's worth, because that's what he's worth. If Rhule's worth $9 million, certainly Mickey's worth at least $1 million, $1.5 million. That's just me talking. I don't have no checks to write though. Play my music and let's throw it to break, Bob. Jeez. Listen, Ty Stoves, Knowledge HB, Chris Luffy, Zach from Sioux City, Dover Guy, Wet Blanket, Dirt, Tom's cousin Rich. All of y'all. We'll get y'all after the break.
In this era, I maintain the freak upon the beat. Master bass lines of Raphael Sadiq. Lyrical mastermind, a genius. So don't snooze, no missions impossible.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here is your state football championship recap. In Class C1, number 2 Pierce dominated the number 1 Aurora 42-14. In Class B, the number 1 Bennington Badgers took down number 2 Gross Catholic 38-14. And in Class 8, number 1 Omaha Westside just held on to win over Gretna. Zane Flores would throw for 414 yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Anthony Rizak for Omaha Westside was able to play a cleaner game, completing 27 of 36 passes, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
The most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in one place at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Autonomous and robotic equipment, precision ag, commodity marketing gurus, and more. All in the brand new Innovation Hub at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Come check it out December 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online at nebraskaagexpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You are so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with a great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A winter weather advisory will be in effect throughout the day as we'll see periods of freezing drizzle late this morning, mixing with light snow by early this afternoon. Temps falling into the mid-20s. North winds could gust over 40. We'll eventually see clearing skies tonight with a low 15, sunny with a high of 33 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so I don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me short. Look at me short. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Oh, got a bunch all alone is Vershawn Jackson. And Vershawn will get it to the 24-yard line.
Coming at you live from the Coppell Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by Wingstop. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
Ah, yeah!
Come on, Bob. Okay. I gotta cut the music, Bob. I gotta get back to Roger. Because I think that was a great question, Roger. I appreciate that question.
Let's just talk about this thing for a minute. Let's talk about value. We had Coach Frost and the regime before that had 4.5 years and umpteenth amount of dollars to get the boys to play like Mickey got them playing, just to get them to play. Let's keep in mind, this wasn't his staff. This wasn't, he took on something that he didn't have to. He kept recruiting up. He opened the doors for high school coaches again. And I know that for a fact because I know a bunch of them that would tell you Nebraska coaches hadn't been around here in 5 years to even pop their head in. Not to mention the fact that he had the kids, the boys were playing as best as they could with what they were given. That's all you can ask for. And then I'm gonna nail it into the coffin for you, Roger, on why he should be here. He beat Iowa. All these coaches that we paid, none of them in the last 7 years beat Iowa. Was it 7 or 14? How long has it been? 14?
No, 7 years.
Oh, okay, 7. I mean, that was but that was 2 coaches ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Pelini
right.
was the last one to beat him,
Super skid. That's called a super skid. Okay. He got us off the skid. And I think he's handing the program. Listen, the condition that ask yourself this question, Roger. The condition that he handed the program over to Mickey, was it in better or worse condition when Mickey handed it over to Rhule? That's the question. I can answer that, but I think you should. And now, when Scott got the program handed to him from Mike Riley, Bach, I want you to answer this one. Was it in better or worse condition than when he found it?
That is a difficult question.
It's not difficult.
It's not. I mean,
why is it difficult?
Well, because it's not. Mike Riley didn't hand it off to Scott in a good position, and Scott didn't hand it off in a good position. So
I said, was it worse, better, or worse? Which one? It was either better or worse because you can't say, okay, well, Mike Riley had this amount of time. Okay, between Callahan, Mike Riley, Scott Frost, who left the program in better hands?
Well, Callahan and Pelini both left it off a lot better than either.
I ain't saying nothing about Pelini. That's a given.
Yeah,
Pelini left the program and always won 9 games. So Pelini's in another class. We don't even need to talk about him. We're talking about this lower tier.
Oh yeah,
talking about the lower tier coaches.
Callahan left Pelini with a lot of talent. So that's what I'm trying to. That's usually what I kind of think of about the.
He still won 9 games.
Yeah.
Every year, even when he got his own talent in, he still won 9 games.
Yeah.
So he's not in the conversation. The conversation is Callahan, Frank Solich, not in the conversation. It's Callahan, all the coaches that had prior head coaching experience at a Power 5 or whatever you want to call it, are the guys that I'm talking about. Mike Riley, and I don't know if Callahan did or not. Callahan and Scott Frost. Which one left the program in a better condition? I can't even see how that would even be a question. 56 players left. That's never happened in the history of Nebraska football.
Yeah, never. I mean, you could argue. I mean, Mike Riley left Stanley Morgan and Divine Zigbo here, I suppose. So you could argue that, but I don't think it's much better if it's any better than what Frost.
Who did Scott leave here for Mickey?
Trey Palmer, Casey Thompson.
No, timeout, cut. See, that's what I'm talking about. Can't take credit for that. Scott didn't do that. Mickey Joseph did.
Well, Scott was the head coach. That's his.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This man left LSU to come play football for Mickey Joseph and Nebraska Cornhuskers. Scott Frost didn't call Trey Palmer and get Trey Palmer convinced that it was a smart idea for him to come from LSU to Nebraska. Mickey did.
Right.
The convincing of Casey Thompson. Him and Dad, good friends. Okay. Think about that. Now, who was the other one? It was Grant Early. Okay. Grant Early. But anyway, that's a whole other can of worms that I really don't want to open. I want to get back to the text. Okay. Here we go. Jared, Wisconsin. When Rhule said old school style, my mind immediately imagined Yant as a fullback smashing people. I hope we keep him. I definitely hope we keep him. Jeffrey, you're on with the captain. What say you, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing this evening?
Oh, pretty good.
Evening weather.
Yeah, hey, it's evening where you at, huh? You must be on the other side of the country.
No, I'm here, man. I'm just, just blown away, man. I'm just really blown away that he couldn't answer that question. I'm just so. I mean, it's like this here, man. I'm gonna say it like this here, and I'm gonna leave it at that. There's a lot of them boys that came here. They came here because of Mickey and Applewhite. Let me tell you something, man. 100 years. Trev had to do. He had a chance to do something special, but didn't have the balls to do it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm out.
Appreciate that, Jeffrey. Boom! You can hear mic drop. Mic drop. What is that? Something special, Bob?
Hiring Mickey Joseph.
Well, hiring Mickey Joseph was it, but the something special was because you haven't had a black head coach in anything at the University of Nebraska ever.
Yeah.
That was the something special. So that I think he was. I'm still here. That I think he was talking about. Was that part? So great call, Jeffrey. Roger, you're on with the captain. What say you?
Yeah, so I'm back. So I
Come on,
hear
Roger.
what you're saying when it comes to him getting back into Omaha and all that kind of stuff, as far as how he left the program and whether it was drastically different from how Scott left it. Honestly, I couldn't tell you because I'm not in that locker room.
Whoa, Roger. Wait, Roger. Listen, Roger. Let me ask you a question. Very specific. If you're a Husker fan, if you're a real Husker fan, you watch football, you know football. How long have you been a Husker fan?
My whole life.
Perfect. How old are you, Roger?
36.
All right. You're a few years younger than me, about 9, but you understand it. All right. Why am I asking you this, Roger? I'm going to ask you this question. Callahan handed the program over to Pelini, right?
Yep.
Pelini handed the program over, regardless if it was hostile takeover or not. He handed the program over to Riley. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I want to be very specific. When Callahan handed it over to Pelini, was it in better or worse condition than the predecessor that handed it to him?
Worse. So you're
Perfect.
saying...
Hold on. I'm going somewhere, Roger. I'll let you... Hold on, Roger. I'll let you... You said it already. Worse. Okay. When Callahan handed it over to Pelini, or did I already ask that? When Callahan handed it to Pelini, was it in better or worse condition? We said worse. When Pelini handed it over to Riley, was it in better or worse condition than when Riley got it?
Better.
Yeah, it was better with Pelini, worse with Riley, right?
Correct.
Okay. When Riley handed it over to Frost, did Frost leave it better or worse than Riley?
In my opinion, he left it better.
Why?
Because they were playing. I at least felt like I was going into a game, I was going to see a team play hard. I expected they were going to do something dumb and lose the game, but I thought they would play hard. When I went to watch Riley teams play, I did not expect that, and that's what made me so upset about that situation.
So then why did Scott Frost get fired?
I think there's a lot of off the field stuff, and I'm not even saying the rumors. I just think it wasn't working as far as the leadership, and sometimes you got to shake stuff up. I don't know him personally. I'm not in that locker room. That's
I know, but I'm not in the locker room, and I know him personally, but we don't talk like that. And here's what I'm saying to you: the only thing we can go off of is what they did on the football field. Come on, Roger. This man had the worst record.
Oh,
listen.
They weren't
So
winning,
then,
but they were losing by one possession. That's well documented. But was, and again, I like Mickey. Don't take this the wrong way, but so was he. We should have beat Wisconsin. We should have beat Minnesota. There were coaching decisions made, and don't lie to me. We all felt in that Iowa game, here we go again. Now I celebrated with everybody else that we pulled it out, but that feeling that I had going into Frost games did not change by Black Friday.
wow. Well, we beat Iowa. I mean, and you got to really look in a little deeper into what the play call was in the second half too. So if you know plays and play call, you got to look at that too as well. But I don't want to get sidetracked.
100%. That's my point.
Okay, so here's my deal. Well, if what changed, we were 1-2. We lost to a team that hasn't won a game. Not one game have they won, Roger. Northwestern has not won a game. Their one win was against us. Hold up. Every single team that you talked about that we lost, that we should have won, guess who beat them? Iowa. So if Iowa beat them, and at the end,
are you telling me when they got the ball at the end there, you're telling me right now, you're like, man, I'm confident that this is going to go the way that it went.
Absolutely not was I confident. No, I'm with you. But you got to think, this wasn't Mickey's staff. He wasn't calling the defense or the offense. You can only do so much in a game as a head coach.
But then we've got to admit, he's never had a staff. He's never
Did they?
So why would
I agree with that.
A job that's worth apparently $8 million a year and say, this is yours, even though you've never done that before. And
we're past that. Roger, we're past the fact that whether Mickey's going to get the job or not. That is a moot point. He don't have the job. Matt Rhule's got the job. We're talking about Mickey being a part of this staff.
Well, that's my question. Is the people that seem to not like Rhule don't like him because Mickey didn't get the job.
I don't dislike Rhule because Mickey didn't get the job. That's not it though. I'm saying I don't. Well, but I mean, most people don't dislike Rhule. You gotta again. I'm looking from my eyes. Okay, so I'm looking at what I can see on paper. So when I ask all these different people, Bach, you included, and you guys, who did they leave the program in better or worse condition? I'm telling you that Mickey Joseph, when he got it handed it off, it was in horrible condition. When he handed it back off after being the interim, it was in better condition than the coach that we paid $14 million to get up out of here. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. But my question is, all right, so he's not the head coach. If he decides it's better for him to go try to be a head coach somewhere else and all these players leave, did he follow through with what he said as far as he's going to do what's best for the university, one? And two, is it fair to coach? People think the sky is falling if that's the case. Now, I'm all for if Mickey wants to go be a head coach somewhere, I'm going to root him on. I'm not bashing the guy in any way, shape, or form. But how is it fair to hinge Coach Rhule's first decision on something that's really Mickey's decision?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think they both. It's a marriage. They both got to say yes. It's a marriage. They got to say yes. So, if Matt Rhule understands what Mickey did as an interim coach,
successful. Why is everybody hinging so much on that whether or not this is successful right out the gate? I just don't think that's a fair premise to put on Coach Rhule or on Mickey right out the gate. I don't think it decides whether or not this is a good hire or not.
Listen, at the end of the day, if Mickey's not here and half the team leaves, guess what? You got all those scholarships you can go fill now with your guys. Nobody's mad if you go 3-6 now. You see? So it don't really matter if somehow, some way all these guys leave, then all you doing as a coach is saying, "Oh, thank you, because I get to get all my guys in." Now instead of getting 22 recruits, you can get 42 of your guys. You got an 8-year deal, man. Come on, man. I do this for fun. I'll be back in a minute. It's the captain on the ticket.
This is Todd Riley with American Senior Benefits. If you qualify for Medicare, then you're probably getting bombarded with information right now about different options during the annual election period. It can all be incredibly overwhelming. We're here to help. The experts at American Senior Benefits can help you navigate all of your options and make the best decision for you. You can reach out via our Facebook page, American Senior Benefits Lincoln, or call me directly at 402-413-9510. Let us help you make an informed decision at American Senior Benefits.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers says, let it snow, because a white New Year's Eve could mean free jewelry. Shop from December 1st to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Holiday savings throughout the store. 36 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Shop from December 1st to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with a great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
The most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in one place at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Autonomous and robotic equipment, precision ag, commodity marketing gurus, and more. All in the brand new Innovation Hub at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Come check it out December 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online at nebraskaagexpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You are so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Aloe means business. Aloe means local business. Aloe means big business. Aloe means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Aloe. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Aloe. Aloe means business. Visit aloefiber.com/business.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, sponsored by Wingstop on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, I tell you what, Bach, before we bring this next guest on, listen, give me the backstabbers. Give me it. Give me the backstabbers before I introduce them. Calling into the show. This is all call-in show. I'm sorry. It's all call-in show. It might go a little longer today. It might go a little longer. We beat Iowa. Man, stop playing. We beat Iowa. We beat them. Waiting on them to do it. I can't bring you in until I get it. But let me just tell you, man, this is it's a monumental hire. It's a monumental time in Nebraska football, and it is what it is, y'all. We got to talk about this. Is Tough Talk Tuesday. All of this stuff needs to be talked about. You got it? That's right, y'all. Calling into the show, the big fella, Buffalo Bills, and Nebraska great, Nate Turner. What's up, Nate? You hear what's going on? You see what's going on, big fella? What say you?
And I tell you what, man, I got to get this off my chest. As a lifelong Husker fan, you know what I mean? I wore 22 in Nebraska because I wanted to be Doug DeBose. You know what I mean? As a kid, I played in the yard and I watched their bowl game. You know what I'm saying? That's what, when Coach Osborne and Coach McBride came to my house, there was nobody else. You know what I mean? I wasn't going no place else. This is just, to me, you know, playing with Mickey and seeing what he went through, you know what I mean? He gave his leg to us against Oklahoma. He was never the same after that, you know what I mean? And he was a captain. He's a good dude, man. And it just hurts me that he didn't even get an interview. And I get it. I don't know Rhule. All I know is 47 to 43, which is mediocre. That's what I know. And, and I know his father was a preacher. So, yeah, he's going to win the interview. He's going to have a great interview, like a snake oil salesman. That's what I see.
Do you feel like Mickey should be on the staff or what?
I feel like Mickey as a man isn't going to be on the staff because he's been slapped in the face. I feel like Mickey's going to leave because he has to leave. You know what I mean? You don't stick around when you're supposed to be the guy, and then your girl comes in with another dude. You gonna stick around? And Matt Rhule is not going to keep him around anyway, because once things start going foul, and they're going to go foul, everybody's going to look to Mick, and he's going to be looking over his shoulder the whole time, just like Scott. Scott was when Mick got there, he was looking over his shoulder the whole time. He knew what the draw was.
Why would he have to look over his shoulder? I'll give you 9 million reasons why he wouldn't have to look over his shoulder. 8-year, $9 million, $72 million. Why would he look over his shoulder though?
Fan base. Everybody will be like, "Oh man, Mick needs to do this, and you need to let Mick do that," and that's just what I feel would happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I think it's a double-edged sword. Right. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Tough spot for Mickey to be in. This is his alma mater, and he wants to stay. I mean that's any of us.
Given all of the history of everything, man. Just given the history, given the things that Scott has done, you know what I mean? And we don't talk about all that shit. People don't talk about all of that. You know what I mean? It's just foul. You know what I mean? Just him saving his job and getting rid of all his offensive coaches. He brought all those guys in. That's bad character. That's self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? Him hiding in the bathroom. That's self-preservation. That's bad character. But then you have Mickey, who's a high character guy, who's really giving something for the team. He gave his leg to the University of Nebraska.
So let me ask you a question. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I've asked this to a couple people here on the show today, and I want to ask you. And I think fans out there, former players, you got to ask yourself this question. It's very simple for me to see, but sometimes people can't see it. When Callahan got the team from Solich, and when he handed it over, was it in better or worse condition than when he got it?
It was worse.
Okay.
When Callahan had over, it was worse.
Right. So now you move forward to Pelini and Riley. When Riley got it from Pelini, did he leave it or hand it over to Scott Frost, better or worse?
It was kind of the same. It kind of really didn't.
No, ain't no way it could be the same from Pelini. When Riley got it from Pelini, we were a 9-3 team and competing in the Big Ten. We got blown out in the big games, but so what? We were 9-3. When Riley handed it off to yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was in better condition when Pelini gave it to Riley. When Riley handed it off to Scott, better or worse? Then Scott handed it off to Mickey.
It was worse.
Right. Now, the question and the key cog is this. Did Pelini hand it off to Matt Rhule better or worse than Scott Frost?
Like, say that again.
Did Mickey, when he got the team, we know it was as a bad hand. I said, did Mickey hand the team off to Matt Rhule better or worse than he received it from Scott?
It was better. It was better. But the thing is he was hamstrung because it wasn't his coaches, it wasn't his players, except for one or two. That was an unbelievable job he did. He walked into somebody else's kitchen and just looked in the cupboards and started making stuff. He didn't go grocery shopping. He didn't go grocery shopping. That was somebody else's groceries. He ended up making great meals with Ema B in Iowa.
If he stays, let's say,
let's see what he can do with his own people around him, and people not against him. I mean, I saw some of the faces on the sidelines when Palmer was making plays. They didn't look happy.
Mm.
I saw Coach Brown's face. He didn't look happy. Let's be honest.
Mm. Yeah, well,
that's just I just.
Hey, hold on. Let me address something real quick. Hey, Dion.
That's a shot.
I know you are a long time listener on YouTube, but you're gonna have to ease it up, buddy, or we're gonna go ahead and vote you off the island. Okay? I told you you can speak your mind, but be nice when you do it. Okay? Watch your mouth. Be careful. Don't be not you. I'm talking to a texter on YouTube. I'm saying we need to stop. If you can't say something nice, man, don't say it at all. I don't want to see that on the stream. I don't want to see all that going back and forth. And it seems like, Dion, you're the progenitor of it. You're always involved in it. So be easy that I don't vote you off the island, sir. Now, Nate.
Yes.
The rule is the rule. Okay?
Right.
Let's say Mickey's not there.
Right.
How does he let me turn that down. So my bad. Hey Steve, thanks, man. But how does he I don't know how that turned up like that, but how does he win at Nebraska? And can he win?
Who?
Mickey's not here. I'm just saying, any event that Mickey's not here.
We got to get back to the basics, man. First of all, he's got to get some offensive and defensive linemen. You got to control the line of scrimmage. We were getting blown off the ball, both sides. And sometimes, it's easy to coach when you got players or you develop players. And allegedly, from what he's saying, he develops players. You got to get on the good foot. You know what I mean? He got to get on the good foot because there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah,
just saying, I wish that Mick had a shot at it. It wasn't fair for home, especially when you're home, to not give you a shot. And I get people, we gave Scott a shot. Well, Scott and Mickey are two different animals.
I agree with that 100%.
Mickey's won a national championship.
But let's say Mickey's there. How does that help the program?
How does that help the program?
Yeah, with Mickey still being a part of the program and having a intricate role, wide receivers, recruiting coordinator, whatever. What I mean? How does that help the program with him staying?
It helps immensely. Who else can recruit like Mickey, man? Who else can? And top level talent. Top level talent. I mean, when Mickey came to Chicago, I drove him around, take him around to different high schools, and give him my input on what I thought. Being neck deep in this Chicago, football scene. And Mickey was agreeable, and he was, getting down like Mickey get down, and talking to people. It's just real personable, man, and he don't lie. He tell you the truth. If it's the guy, it's the guy. If it's not, it's not.
All right, Nate.
Yeah, him as recruiting coordinator would have been awesome, but you got to pay him, and they're not going to pay him because he'd be.
How much is paying him? How much is paying him?
The what?
How much is paying him?
I don't know, 1.5. That's what he asking for, allegedly.
Yeah.
He'd be the highest paid assistant in the country.
That's all I'm saying.
But you got the sixth highest paid coach in the country, and he's 47 and 43. So I don't see that as an issue.
Yeah.
But Mick, I don't know, man. That's a tough situation. I don't think I could take that slap in the face and stay. Me, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Mickey's in a tough situation, man.
Right. 100%. I'm praying for him.
Yeah. He's torn, you're torn between your alma mater. You're torn between the fact that maybe the alma mater didn't necessarily know or didn't believe in you that you could get it done. And I get all that stuff. So I think we're better with him than without him. I hope that they pay him what he's worth. And Big Nate, I got to throw it to break. And I appreciate you, man. Keep calling in, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Love you, brother. Be good.
Hey, man. I love you, too. Appreciate it. That was Nate Turner. He's got some valid points. Definitely when it comes to, from Mickey's perspective, because everybody's looking at it from Nebraska's perspective. And I don't think a lot of us are really looking at it to how you think Mickey would feel in this situation. So I hope they get it all worked out. Listen, it's the captain on the ticket, 93.7. Be right back.
Walking down the avenue, crazy. From Hollywood.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Bagels and Joe is happy to introduce the new Joe Card. Get unlimited drip coffee from all 5 locations, including the new Seward location, for just $8.95 per month. Start your mornings off right with a breakfast sandwich and unlimited coffee from Bagels and Joe.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, sponsored by Wingstop.
What is happening?
Are you okay in there? I can't see you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Gotta go get some water.
Oh. Well, when I couldn't see, I heard some tussling. I didn't know if you were a home invader.
You thought I was wrestling around and stuff?
You might have had somebody in there.
We put these headphones on, man, so I can hear all. Did Kenny call?
No, not yet.
Make sure I gave him the right number. He's supposed to be calling. Everybody called me on the call. Oh shit. Kebabs. Gave him the wrong number.
Yeah. No swearing here, VJ.
I know. I said shish kebabs.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay.
Didn't you hear me say shish kebabs?
I that's what it turned into. I
See the
didn't,
picture behind me? You see that picture?
Yep.
What day was that for me?
Senior. That looks like senior day right
That's
there.
definitely senior day. I mean, a young Vershawn thinking like, golly, this is it. This is the end. Okay, I think it should be something that come through. Whipple was seen on a plane going to Arizona on Saturday. He gone. That's what John C. says anyway. I don't know if that's speculating or what. Quinn says, Casey Thompson to Rhule. I'll come back only if you give me 5 new offensive line starters. Jeremy the Grill Master, 277 days till Minnesota game. Huh? Remember the song that I sent you earlier? Play that song for my theme song to introduce this next guy. Let me get that song going real quick. People are going to be chiming in. We just open it up to the fans, man. The fans, it's all about you. What say you? And I apologize for all these text messages. I really do. But good gosh. Because we got a lot of them. But this is some good stuff. I'd rather you call in anyway. You got it, Bucky?
Yep.
Check it. I make $1 million every 6 months, and y'all hating my game, saying my name. They call me the wrong things, knowing I'm fly without wings. But some of y'all
very nice little box.
This era, I maintain.
Yes, another 3-time national champion, gracing us with his presence on the telephone to see what he is thinking about Nebraska football. Kenny Cheatham, you're on the line. What say you, my friend?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
We're good.
Right.
Talk to me, Kenny. Talk to me.
You know, let's get into it.
I mean, you got the floor. It's all on you right now. 3-time champ.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is, brother. I mean, honestly, you know, there are several things I think about it. Of course, we all wanted. Some of us would have preferred Coach Joseph got the job, but they went with Coach Rhule. I know. I go back and forth. People on Twitter. I know we did a joint podcast with the Husky Army and a few other podcasters, and I had Coach Rhule as my second choice if we didn't get Coach Joseph. I think a lot of people are looking at the reaction and thinking people dislike Coach Rhule with him taking over the job. I think what irritates a lot of people, especially some of us former players and other people, are a lot of you all. I'm not saying you all, but a lot of people didn't know who this guy was until they hired him. And then they went into Google and did their research. A person like myself who follows football, I follow, and I saw him at Temple, I saw him at Baylor. Like, okay, Baylor's looking good after the Art Brown situation because that was a national scandal. But then when he took the Carolina job, I said, that's not going to be a good look for him. I don't think he's a good fit for an NFL team. I think he's more of a college coach. But I think what bothers a lot of people like myself in regards to not the hire, but just the way that they're talking about Coach Joseph is the thing that he needs head coaching job at here. He needs a head coaching job there. And they took that into consideration before they would have possibly given him the Nebraska job. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, Power 5 teams wouldn't do that with a guy without that. And it's almost discrediting his coaching ability and the amount of time he has in the coaching. But I have a news flash for everyone who says that about Power 5 teams wouldn't do that. There's a school who's done that in recent times that has more prestige than the University of Nebraska. And that's the University of Notre Dame. So don't sit up here and tell me that Coach Joseph wasn't ready if you're saying Coach Freeman was ready to take over an historic program like the University of Notre Dame. And it's comments like that, like I said, that bother me when they're trying to discredit the man as far as that, saying, oh, he needs to go down maybe to a D3 and get all this coaching. Then he would have been in consideration, or he'll be in consideration if something comes up later. That's disrespectful. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a great recruiter. I think he's a straight shooter. I don't know Coach Rhule. I wish him the best. Absolutely, I wish him the best. I'm a Nebraska player. I'm a Nebraska fan. You've got to understand, when we voice our opinion, it's out of a place of love. We love our university. So we want to see every coach succeed. But here's my biggest thing. If we're going to pay Lincoln Riley, Nick Saban, and all these type of dollars, I'm expecting Lincoln Riley results in like the first year at USC, or at least 8 wins to 9. Because we can't justify paying that amount of money and saying, oh, we're rebuilding. No. It doesn't work like that. Because you could have got a coach for less money and rebuild. But you want to pay that? We need to be winning off top, because we've seen it done in other programs. Now the argument's going to be, oh, we don't have that amount of talent. But we have some dudes in there right now. There's a couple of areas that we need to work on, but you coach them up. Once you take over a team, you coach them up. So I think Mickey's important to the program as far as the kids he can get in, the type of players. I think they relate to him. I hope we can retain him, but they're going to have to pay him. It is what it is. And if not, if he goes somewhere else, of course I want to see my husband brother be successful, and I'm going to support him. And that's just my take, brother.
Great take, Kenny. If Mickey, I don't even want to say that. Let's just talk about Coach Rhule. What does he have to do with this program? Because some people seem to think that the program is just all the way like destroyed. And I don't think that. I think the job that Mickey did showed the people if Mickey could turn it around during the season, and it was a turnaround. The job that he did, but what does Coach Rhule have to do to turn this thing around?
I just think we had about 8 years of turmoil with the way Coach Bellini was fired and the way Coach Riley was brought in. He was brought in under horrible circumstances with all of that, which we knew he was going to unfortunately have a short leash.
Kenny, hold that. Kenny. Hold that thought. I got to pause for station ID. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, and what I was saying is, and then Coach Scott was brought in under that hectic situation to where team wasn't performing well. We were pretty much getting our butts handed to us on Saturdays, and then he was having to come in to try to do what he could to try to help get it back going. But unfortunately, it didn't work. I know people talk about the other stuff. I don't know anything about it. Not going to trash former teammate. Not my thing. Not going to ever do that. And then Mickey was giving that, and the analogy I used on our Cornby podcast was giving this man a bag of cotton balls and had him throw it in the ocean and said, stop the water from running. You get what I'm saying? But they did what they could in that short amount of time, and you saw a significant change in the team. You saw a significant change in the defense. So what I think Coach Rhule has to do, by Nebraska standards, by our standards is because we said 9-3 wasn't good enough because we had bad losses. If we're going 9-3, 9 wins, those losses better be competitive.
Great. And so
this was a successful hire.
Right. Do you think they keep Bill Bush? Appreciate that, Ken E. Do you? Because I think he did a great job as well. But do you think they keep Bill Bush?
Turn that defense around. I would say yes, but he wants to probably bring in his own people he's comfortable with. You know, and people are not taking into consideration that even with Coach Bush, or even with Coach Joseph, you have a whole new head coach. He might feel a certain type of way about a person being there. You get what I'm saying? That old staff being there and the kids' relationship with them. You get what I'm saying? So I would say yes, Bill Bush did. But, you know, who knows what Coach Rhule wants to do.
Yeah, well, it's his decision to do that and to do whatever he wants with it. Again, I give people 9 million reasons why. It's his decision, and I think that you know, it's put up or shut up time. I don't think you can go into this season looking to be a rebuild. A 3-6 is not rebuilding. You might as well kept Mickey. 4-8 ain't gonna cut it. I think you, in order to be good, because it wasn't not like it was just all the way broke. To me, the fundamentals have been lost on Nebraska football. We forgot how to block. We forgot how to tackle. We forgot how to get off of blocks. We forgot how to run with the ball with proper ball technique. The little things. Things, you know? And so, Kenny, looking forward, what would you like to see coming up this spring that will indicate that we're on the right trail?
Oh, man. I just want to see how recruiting goes. I don't really put too much stock in the spring because that's just window dressing of what's to come or what could possibly come. They're not running all the plays. It's just a scrimmage to where you can see the players and get a look at the team. So we can't really get a grasp of what's happening. You guys are there so you can see a lot more in the camp in the fall. But I just want to see what happens. I'm having once all coaching or releases or whatever takes place. That'll give me an idea of what's going to happen because who knows how many kids may leave. That's going to determine a lot about where the football team is going into next season.
That was kind of my next question, Kenny, is you're a player, right? You're a player. And, you know, Mickey has done a great job of keeping you all together. Let's say Mickey's not there. Are you a guy that says, okay, I got to go? Or are you a guy that sticks around to see, you know, what you can do with this new regime?
That's a hard question because I'm sure they came to the University in Nebraska to play for the university, but a lot of times people hate to say it, you come to play for certain coaches. So if they're there and Coach Joseph is there and they're like, oh, he's not here, I gotta go. I can understand it and I respect it.
Y'all got any
kind of a double-edged sword, you know?
Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all got any recruits out there in Arizona?
Come on, man. We're fully loaded every year.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to send some guys our way, so and they'll actually listen and at least evaluate them. I think that's the biggest thing for me is, you know, there's a lot of former guys and guys who have people that they know that send guys to them, myself included, and it just didn't seem like, you know, even the last two for sure regimes didn't take those things seriously. That's why we have the Noah Thomases, you know, son of Will Thomas who played here, and the great Broderick Thomas nephew. That's why he's playing as a true freshman at Texas A&M. You know, so those are the guys and those are the things. Bobby Newcomb's got a son, right? The younger son, but he's got an older son that's at UCLA. No way.
They didn't recruit him. Nebraska didn't look at him.
That's what. There's no way we start losing these guys. He's got a young. Right. Let me ask you this: what's the temperature out there?
Right now it's 60, man. It's 29 last night, but it's 60 right now.
Wow. You're doing better than we are. It's snowing in probably about 29, 35. I don't know, somewhere in the 30s.
Hey, you know me in the snow. You can have all of that.
That's why I was so shocked you came, Kid C. But that's just shows your love for the program. You know, coming all the way from the heat of Arizona and coming to Nebraska. You came for the University of Nebraska. Kid C, anything else you want to say?
We want to just do well. You know, it's always go Big Red. We're always going to all support the program. People say all former players when we say stuff that you don't agree with. Everybody's not going to be kumbaya and happy, joy every time a decision or something is made. That's pretty much telling us to stay on cold. No, we have a voice. If we dislike something, we're going to talk about it. Like I said, we're always going to be supportive. Never say we're not. I'm not talking about me, but never say we're disloyal to the program. That's the most thing you can ever say. Say a former player is disloyal and dislikes this program. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I appreciate that, bro. I think it's spot on. You can't, I think our opinion means something, and it ain't gonna necessarily change anything, but I definitely think it means something. It gives people a different perspective on different things. So,
absolutely,
yeah, it is what it is. So appreciate that, Kenny, man. Look to hear from you again, man. Please always call into the show when you want to, my friend.
All right, bro. Y'all have a good day, man, and try to stay warm.
Hey, give me your best Go Big Red.
Hey, come on, man. You got me with that last time. Go Big Red.
Dang it. That's all right. Hey, Kenny, as long as I got breath, I'm going to keep trying, buddy.
Yeah, bro. That's as loud as I talk. Go Big Red.
All right, bro. Hey, that's Kenny Cheatham, 3-time national champion wide receiver. Listen, Bach, and you let me know. You let me know what you're thinking, but I think we should get through some of these. If you guys want to flip it over to the water cooler, we can. I want to get through some of these text messages, or we can keep rolling. Your call.
Maybe quickly here. We just gotta make sure we're having as much time, breaks. So just maybe 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool. Now, since I was given 5 more minutes, see how polite I was. I asked Bach. Bach said yes. Thanks, Bach. Bach. I almost wanted to play the Bach song. Okay. So, matter of fact, Bach, get the Bach song ready for the out, but when I'm going off the show, so we can be ready to go. All right. So, Chase B says, do you think Coach Rhule will go to the transfer portal for a better O-line or just develop the people we have? I think he'll do both. Chris says, Duvall won 2017 Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Year. He walked on water when he got here. Let's stop with the praise until we see the results. 7233 says he's not making $9 million a year. He won't make $9 million until like 4 or 5. He's starting at 5.5. And we got that. I appreciate it. I think that's good. That's a good thing. Zach in Sioux City says this: if Sonny Dice can do it at TCU in 1 year, so can we. Doggone it. I think it's not going to be as hard as you think it's going to be. Any chance Matt Rhule brings back the fullback position? He talked about that, so I think that's something that piqued my interest. To see a fullback in the game destroying people would really make me feel good. Okay, would really appease my softer side, if you will. Goodbye, Mr. Whipple. Go squeeze some Sherman, buddy. That's what Bill and Bennett said. 5161 says, the more I look at this hire, the more I dislike it. Wisconsin getting Luke Fickell for $3 million less is embarrassing. Cadoba guy, 1 win per million. So year 1, he better have 6 wins. Year 8, he better have 12. Corey and Lincoln says Rhule is taking over a way better situation than Temple and Baylor. No reason whatsoever we shouldn't make a bowl game next season. Mickey wouldn't have made a bowl this season if he'd been a coach all year. That's a lie. Webb Blanket says, speaking of a lateral move, any word on Anthony Grant? I thought he was an excellent back until he quit running forward the past 2 weeks. I haven't heard anything. It's been super, 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 super quiet. Super, super, super quiet. Hammond Bean says, hey, VJ, we beat Iowa. Go Big Red. Thanks for that, man. We beat Iowa, y'all. We beat Iowa. 04, they gave me this must be Callahan's record. Callahan's looking better each hire. Dang. So Drizzlefish hit me with this. He hit me with Callahan's record. 04, he was 5-6, 3-5 in the Big Ten. 05, 8-4, 4-4 in the Big Ten. 06, 9-5, 6-2 in the Big Ten, won the North. 07, 5-7, 2-6 in the Big Ten. He said, I think I take those records for the next 4 years. Really? Dude, if it starts with a 5, I don't want it. Forget that.
Yeah, you get 2 winning seasons. That's more than we've had in a while, but
So forget that. Tom's cousin Rich. Boy, that guy doesn't understand the importance of Mickey's recruiting. 1562 says, I love character and respect his opinion, but I completely disagree with retaining Rude. I think he gets a free pass a lot because he's a former player. We've had some good individual effort from middle linebacker, but I give the overall grade of that position in his tenure a D at best. And as far as recruiting goes, he doesn't really recruit at all. The only guys he has landed are in-state guys that were coming to Nebraska anyhow. I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with that. Corey and Carney says, Roger must have watched a different game than me. The players played way better under Mickey. I see, it's so many of them that we got to get to. Hey, you're supposed to play the box off for the out.
Oh, the box song, okay.
Yeah. Vershawn, in response to Roger, Mickey made a coaching decision by replacing the defensive coordinator when he had the chance to. He started tackling at practice. The defensive improvement showed in the last few games, Sean. Yeah. Tim from Texas. Wait a minute. How does Roger know Mickey hasn't talked to the players concerning staying? Roger, you're assuming a negative on Mickey. Clean it up. Hurry down, Bob. Hey, Jay, Ben, Magic, Kyle, Shaking Out Stirred, Saucy, Luffy, Nate the Skate Back, Huffy. Listen, Country Carl, Jeremy the Grill Master. I apologize, man, but my time is up here, y'all. That's what y'all can do. It's this right here. Oh, Frank is on the line?
Yeah, you want to get to Frank real quick?
Yeah, get to Frank real quick.
All right. Frank, you're on the captain. Go ahead.
How you doing, guys?
Good, Frank.
Yeah.
You don't know the status of Mickey's situation yet, right?
Correct.
That's true. Well, I hope they retain him, or next week on the 5th, the portal may be filled with a lot of young guys that he brought in, and not just afraid of that. That's my comment there. But on the time frame of a turnaround, I don't think everybody thinks we had a garbage team. I don't think we had a garbage team the last year or two. Sure, we were young and we blew a lot of last-minute games, but I think that was partly coaching. So, I expect at least a 7-5 season next year with a bowl appearance. I don't know what you think. I think we have enough talent to do that, especially if Casey Thompson stays. So, I don't like this 3 to 4 year turnaround kind of stuff. That's thousands of dollars out of my pocket again for 3 years of mediocrity again. I'm not up for that. I want some turnaround next year. And I was impressed with Rhule yesterday at his press conference. But, he's a great talker. A great talker can BS his way through a lot of things. So if he does what he says he's going to do, I think we should be able to turn it around next year and at least be very competitive and get to a bowl. Thanks for the comment.
Okay, so hey, Downtown Scott says this. No, he's starting at 9.25. Just that the Panthers are paying the other bit. He's still getting it. So $9 million is he's getting. And I'm gonna say this one, and I'll be gone. And you can Bach our way out. Bach, you throw it out of here. But I'm gonna read this last one from Huffy. Huffy says this. Honestly, I wish Mickey got the job. I just felt on the field and in his talking, he wanted the best for these kids. He wanted to turn them into hard-hitting players and a team that runs the ball down at opponents' throats. He wanted them to be respectful men too. I feel for Frost. He knew he was coming home, so I'm sure he felt he could do no wrong, and he did, we still keep it because of who he is. But no player or coach is bigger than Nebraska University. I hope it works for Rhule, but honestly, I was hoping for Mickey. And if Mickey stays, that's a huge win for the school. Holla at your boy, dog. Tough Talk Tuesday. Wednesday is next. Am I yelling? Is that loud?
Not too bad.
Oh, just tell me if I'm loud, Bach. Let me be loud to people. Holla at your boy, dog. Let me bring it down a notch. Mr. Captain, on the ticket. I hope you enjoy the show. Tomorrow should be better. More people will be calling in.
You want more music there?
What the heck just happened?
Well, you don't want it connected there. All right, we'll get 1 more minute left. When the music's out, we're out.
Hey, okay, that's fine, man. We forgot how to work. Great call, Nate. I hope I can get all that. No, Kenny was a wide receiver. Y'all calm down. Hey, tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen on the Captain Show. Anything.
The black shirt might be here. Who knows?
Who knows? Hopefully we get the black shirt. I'm going to send an APB out on the black shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's the ticket. 93.7, the Captain. I'm with
Bach.
Hey, Bach. We'll be right back. See you in about 24 of them.